Celebrating the hard work and determination of our area athletes. This is The Score on WQAD News 8.
Good evening and welcome to The Score Sunday. The regular season for high school football wrapped up this past week, and now we are getting ready for the playoffs on both sides of the river. Coming up on tonight's show, we'll talk with the Monmouth United Football team. The Red Storm have won 5 straight to end the season. They have a 6-3 record as they head into the first round of the playoffs. Mercer County is also on a 5-game win streak. The Golden Eagles are 6-3 overall and preparing for their first-round matchup against Sterling Newman. Moline football won the Western Big Six and will host a first-round playoff game. We'll learn more about their head coach Mike Morrisey in this week's FCA Story of the Week. And the Illinois basketball team is preparing for the regular season, a season that will have fans back at the State Farm Center. We start tonight with the Monmouth United Football team, who is coming off a big win over one of the top teams in Class 1A. We're now joined by 5 members of the Monmouth United Football team. We have Matthew Holmes, Aiden Parkins, Mason Hootman, Cormac Flynn, and Colin Jenks. Guys, first of all, congratulations on the year. I mean, what a great year you guys have had. A great run and a great end to the season. You have won 5 straight. You're 6-3. You're heading into the Class 1A playoffs. A lot of excitement down at Monmouth United. And so I guess we'll start with Matthew. Just kind of take me through the year. Obviously, a 1-3 start isn't how you wanted to start the season, and the 5 wins in a row is how you want to finish it. So when you were 1-3, what was kind of the mindset of this team to get things turned around for you guys?
Yeah, I don't really know what was going on. We had a slow start to the beginning of the season, but a couple weeks ago it kind of turned around and we started popping teams in the face, jumping, getting a good start, and I feel like teams weren't ready for a good fight, and that was an advantage, and we just kept going and stayed on top, and we've been doing it for 5 games now, and it's all going well.
Mason, what was the change that you saw? Was it something in practice? Was it after one of the games where a team had a meeting? What was it?
I just feel like we started trusting each other more.
Team chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
We were kind of tired of losing, We wanted stuff to turn around.
So when this turnaround happened, Cormac, what did you see differently out of this team once you got that first win and things started to roll your way? What did you really see different?
Well, actually, after the first week, we moved Colin to the line, and then we kind of stepped up since then. He really, really helped the team as a whole, and we all just trusted in each other.
Mm-hmm. Colin, Friday night, knowing that you're a 5-3 team at that point, playing a team from A-Town who is probably one of the top teams in Class 1A going into the week. What was the week like of practice as you prepared to play such a big game for you guys?
We were really mentally locked in. This is a game we really wanted to win. We wanted to prove everybody wrong and show that we could beat an 8-0 team. And, we did that. It's a good game.
Aiden, you made I guess you missed the first couple of games, and then you come back. Was that maybe a turning point for this team as well? I know Cormac filled in at quarterback and did a great job for you guys. But when you came back, did it make the team a little bit more, a little stronger, I guess, knowing that you had a few more weapons, being able to move Cormac out of quarterback into a different position?
I wouldn't say completely turned our team around, but I feel like it helped a little bit. Just being all of us fully healthy and being able to go out there and compete all together really helped.
Matthew, so you play the game on Friday, you win, you're in the playoffs. What was the team feeling like after that win Friday night, knowing how big of a win it was and the amount of points you put up on Friday?
Honestly, in my opinion, I felt more excited that game than I did knowing we clinched the playoffs, because it was an 8-0 team and we really showed a difference in our team. We have heart and we have fight, and people are starting to see that.
So Mason, just kind of talk about after that win on Friday night, you're a 6-3 team, you've won 5 in a row, but everything seems to be rolling along pretty good for you guys. Do you feel like you're a dangerous team right now, and it doesn't matter the opponent, but you guys are a really dangerous team?
Yeah, I feel like we're all really close, and then when we all get going, we can't really stop us.
So Cormac, what is it about this team that has made you so good in the last 5 games?
We're all in. That's our breakout, and we really all follow that. Once we're all in, then we can get going and get moving.
Is it a completely different team right now, Colin, from the start of the season?
Yeah, I think it's a completely different team. Our chemistry is much better than the first couple weeks.
So, Aiden, what does this team need to embrace to do this week, knowing that now the position you're in is a good position to be in? You're in the playoffs. You're one of the 32 teams in Class 1A to be in the playoffs, but you're now in a one-and-done situation. So what does this team need to do and embrace as you go through practice this week to face Iroquois West?
I feel like we just need to be locked in at all times and just take in whatever coach is saying and get it done and just compete and do our best.
Obviously, being seniors, it means a little bit more. So Matthew, being seniors, how much accountability do you guys have for one another? And regardless if they score first or you score first, just to remind yourselves not to get caught up in the emotions of the game and just play the game. Whatever happens, happens.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like we've always just trusted each other, and when we fall under in a score limit, we always just try to fight back up. And our coach always tells us we have a thing for overcoming adversity. And I feel like that's what we do often is we just have each other's backs and we keep fighting and we get things done better.
Mason, this team has to be feeling really good right now, knowing that you're on that 5-game win streak, that you just beat probably one of the top seeds in Class 1A. Do you feel like this team is in a good spot right now?
I feel like we're in the best spot we've been in at least 5 years. I feel like we're going to go pretty far in the playoffs too.
So before I let you go, I got to ask about Coach Mullock. You guys are talking about him a little bit and how he gets you fired up, pumped up. So I'll open it up for whoever wants to talk about him, kind of what he does and what it means to you guys to have a coach like that getting you fired up before games.
Yeah, coach is our defensive coordinator, and he like lights a fire in the beginning of the game or the start of the game before, and just tells us to shove it down their throats and go get them.
Does it fire everybody up?
Yeah.
Yeah, it gets a lot of people going.
Well, hopefully he's prepared to have a great speech on Saturday when you play Iroquois West in the opening round of the playoffs. Guys, congratulations on the season and good luck in round 1 of the Class 1A playoffs.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We've had 16 teams in Illinois and from the WQAD viewing area make the playoffs. Let's take a look at some of the matchups and game times for a few of those games. The top seed in Class 1A will host, and on Weathersfield, that would be A-Town Friday at 7. Fulton will play Raby Saturday at 2. Class 2A, Mercer County and Newman lock up Saturday at 1. Erie Prophetstown plays Clifton Central Saturday at 2. Rock Ridge goes on the road to play Tri-Valley. Princeton hosts North Boone Friday at 7. Monmouth Roseville travels to IC Catholic. Kewanee hosts Plano Saturday at 1. We'll have more matchups in just a little bit. Up next, a golden season. How Mercer County was able to turn around their season after a tough start.
The Score continues on WQAD News 8.
Mercer County started the year 1-3, but finished the season on a 5-game win streak. The Golden Eagles are now 6-3 and will host a first-round playoff game against Sterling Newman next Saturday. We are now joined by 2 members of the Mercer County Golden Eagle football team. We have Calvano Lee and we have Ryan Riley. And guys, first of all, congratulations on the season. I know this has been a little bit of a different year for you guys, a unique year, and we'll talk a little bit about that as we go on through the interview here. But I guess Calvano, we'll start with you. When you started this season back in August, and you guys are going through the preseason and all the training camps and everything you're doing, what were your expectations for this team, and do you feel like this team has kind of reached some of those expectations to this point?
My expectations originally going into the year, I'd say, were obviously like 9-0 or 8-1. And then obviously I started off the year, we got punched in the mouth pretty hard by Farmington. They're a great football team and all that stuff. But yeah, I'm just most impressed because like obviously I still have expectations that aren't finished yet because like the playoffs haven't started yet. But I'm so impressed about how we have bounced back from being 1-3 and just it felt like almost like our backs were just against the wall, and we had to go.
Ryan, when you have that 1-3 start, it's easy to go south quickly from that point, knowing that you have. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of games left, but 1-3, you're like Calvano said, your back's against the wall. So how did this team turn things around and change things around?
Well, after that game, we lost against A-Town. We were 1-3. We knew that we had to go on a streak to have a chance to make playoffs. So we were all locked in that next Monday, locked in, ready to go, and telling each other we're going on a streak to make the playoffs.
You guys had a unique situation against it was the week against Knoxville where you had to end up forfeiting the game because of COVID. Calvano, how tough of a week was that for you guys, knowing that you're trying to prepare for your game and you're playing a really good Knoxville team and a team that if you get a win could have changed the season around at that point, but you get a loss because of forfeit and now you're facing a 1-3 start. And I mean, how tough was that week and that moment for this team?
Mentally, it brought us all down because at that point in the season, we were all like, all right, who's going to get COVID next? And are we just going to all year? Is this going to be what it is? And it was just a hard week mentally. And then we kind of just pushed through it. And like, we thought we were just going to send some guys out there. Me and Ryan weren't close contact or had COVID during that time. So we were pretty lucky. So we would have been playing in that game if we were to send everyone out there. But we were just ready to go. And if we all knew there was a good chance we would have to forfeit it. So,
Ryan, after that moment, especially for you guys being seniors, was there more accountability throughout the team to be smart, to be safe, and to make sure that you could finish out the year and not have anything like that happen again?
Oh, of course, yeah. Coach Hofer talked about it, just being smart, in school. Don't go out and hang out with your friends as much. Try to be smart for your teammates, especially for the seniors the last year, and don't another game canceled because of COVID.
Right. So, Ryan, what changed with this team to where you guys are now on a 5-game win streak as you're heading into the playoffs? What do you think are some of the biggest factors that kind of turned this program around, this season around for you guys?
It helps that our whole team's healthy, no COVID during the team, and everyone is locked in every game, ready to play and play hard as they can.
Calvano, are there some guys out there that have impressed you? I know going into a year, and especially with small schools, you're gonna count on some underclassmen to step up and fill some shoes that maybe some seniors left from the year before. So who are some of those guys this year that have really impressed you and have kind of really helped this team along this year?
I got two, William Fredrickson and David Meese. Will has stepped up. Just he's filled a big shoe that was left last year, and he's changed momentum of games and stuff like that. So he's helped us out greatly. And then David Meese, he's a beast. He's a beast. He filled in Braden Williams' shoes very, very nicely. We can all say that.
Yeah, I know listening to the games on the radio on Friday nights when I'm driving around to other games, I hear David's name called quite a bit, scoring touchdown and doing a lot in the backfield for you guys. But obviously there's got to be some guys up front, Ryan, that have also kind of stepped up, because David can't do what he does, and offensively you guys can't do what you've been able to do, putting up the points you've been putting up without some of those offensive linemen. And I know there's some sophomores that are stepping up there, aren't there?
Yeah, Peyton Coppola and Ian Willis stepped up tremendously this year, offensive line. And also Ian Willis, he started at D-line too. So he stepped up a lot this year.
Calvano, we can see obviously you're in your fatigues there, and you serve in the National Guard, and we thank you for that. But you're kind of in a unique situation right now. I know you guys play Sterling Newman in the first round of the playoffs, and you're actually doing this weekend up in Sterling, Rock Falls area. Is that a little tough for you right now, knowing you play the Comets in the first round?
Yeah, it is. I got a couple people just whispering in my ear saying how just giving me a hard time about us playing them. And but yeah, it's all fun. So and we're ready for Saturday. We are.
Calvano, I'll stay with you. Just kind of talk about that part of it. knowing you're in the playoffs, I mean, that's where you wanted to be. Once you get there, you know you have to win 5 to win it all now. You get the biggest opportunity of playing the last team to win a state title with Sterling Newman before. Obviously, we didn't have it with COVID last year. So what excites you about playing this game against such a quality opponent?
It excites me because though their record may not show it, I really believe they're one of the better teams in 2A right now. So if we can beat them, I believe we can beat anybody.
Ryan, for you guys, what will this week be like? Obviously, you've had 9 weeks to prepare for this 1 week now. So how much more locked in do you need to be? And what are the things that you think this team needs to continue to do to get a win this week?
We just got to have the best practice of our life this week. Every day is got to be the best practice we ever had. And everyone's got to be locked in, ready to go.
Do you feel like this team, Kelvana, will have a different switch this week, knowing that you're in that one and done situation?
Yes. Because right now the pressure's on because we got a home game. We got the whole county showing up. So we have to put on a good show for them.
Well, guys, congratulations on the year. Congratulations on the 5-game win streak. Good luck this Saturday, 1 o'clock at George Pratt Memorial Field against Sterling Newman.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We have some more football playoff pairings to give you in Illinois. Class 5A, Sterling hosts St. Patrick's Saturday at 2. Class 6A, Rock Island will play a home game against Springfield Friday at 7:30. Moline also at home Friday at 7:30 against Hampshire in the 7A playoffs. Now over in Iowa, all games are Friday at 7. Pleasant Valley faces Cedar Falls. Bettendorf on the road at Prairie. North Scott plays at home against Decorah. Burlington travels to Cedar Rapids Xavier. And Assumption will have a rematch against Solon. It's halftime. Up next, the man behind Moline football. The culture and tradition Mike Morrisey is creating with the Maroons. It's next in our FCA Story of the Week on The Score Sunday. The Moline Maroons are on the verge of a promising football playoff run. The numbers add up to great things for the outright Western Big Six champions. As FCA's Dan Pearson reports, the Maroons head coach also uses multiplication of relationships in the successful formula.
Sportsmanship.
There is no denying that happy places become even happier in seasons like this.
To see them come together towards a common goal and then achieve those goals has been really rewarding this year.
A dominating Western Big Six season is fulfilling and motivating for Moline head football coach Mike Morrisey and crew. But honestly, the mission statement is much more far-reaching.
We always tell these guys, wins on Friday nights are great, but it's when you're winning off the field and you win later on in life. Like those are the big picture things that as a program we put a lot more emphasis on than just winning on Fridays.
Yes, there have been ups and downs, but genuine, important relationship building is clearly the game plan for life successes.
And Morrisey cares for every one of the players. Doesn't matter if you're a starter, you're a bench player, or if you're a manager. He loves you all, and I mean, it's one of those things where when you have a person who cares about you, it's kind of like a father, and I mean, it's a father and a coach.
Now, culture is a word that's thrown around quite a bit in the sports world, and it is crucial for what true success is on a team. And not only is that from coach to player, but coach to coach.
Mike does a great job of building relationships, not only with our student athletes, but with coaches, and he has a great way of just kind of talking to people. And you know, as players want to play for him, and you know, they respect him and they respect what he has to say. And coaches, we want to do our job the best we can so that, you know, we're successful. And you know, and he builds a really positive atmosphere, and you know, it's just a fun staff to be a part of.
Family culture is built into Mike Morrisey, certainly modeled wonderfully by his dad, Hall of Famer Ed Morrisey, former Pleasant Valley head coach, current Moline assistant.
I was very fortunate because I grew up in that atmosphere. You know, at PV, that was kind of the same motto and the philosophy. It's never about winning games on Fridays. You know, it's about the mental toughness and understanding, you know, how it's going to help you be successful later on. That was always the point of emphasis at PV, and that's something that you know, that I took from my dad, and that we try to really push as a program as well.
The influence of a coach far beyond a season of connection, more like a lifetime of impact.
There's always going to be kids that, you know, have to overcome a lot more than you even know.
With the FCA Story of the Week, I'm Dan Pearson.
Thanks, Dan. Time for our last break. Up next, welcome back. Why this season has the Illinois men's basketball team fired up to play. It's next on The Score Sunday. This past week, former Illini standout Ayo Dosunmu made his NBA debut with the Chicago Bulls. The Illini begin life without Ayo later this month, but expectations remain sky high. Brad Underwood's boys boast a number 11 national ranking heading into the season. The Illini returned 4 starters from last year's Big Ten Tournament Championship team, including second-team All-American Kofi Coburn. Illinois will hit the hardwood at the State Farm Center in just a few weeks and can't wait to see the fans back and cheering for the Illini in person.
The saddest thing about last year for me wasn't the end. It was not. It was the fact that our fans didn't get to enjoy that team and see how much fun they had and how together they were and see their personalities grow and develop. And man, this place would have been bonkers if the fans had been in here. So it's everything college sports is about is that fan involvement.
And a huge opportunity for the younger guys, to show coach they can play, prove some things, see if he can put them in, in moments, when it comes to it in big games. But it's all about, getting that feel of playing in front of, a lot of fans and, just playing under the lights, when it's real.
The Illini open the season on November 9th when they welcome Jacksonville to town. Time to announce this week's Midwest Technical Institute score standout candidates. We'll start with Rock Ridge star Braden Deem. The Rocket standout accounts for 6 touchdowns, 271 yards, and a big Rock Ridge win over Orion to become playoff eligible. And United Township QB Matthew Kelly has 4 touchdowns and 357 total yards. Here's the rest of the list for your score standout nominees. Grace Bolin from Pleasant Valley wins district gold in cross country, and Tegan Davis from Princeton, he tallies 6 touchdowns, 3 rushing, 3 passing. You can vote on Twitter at thescore, WQAD.com, or on our sports page at WQAD.com. Polls are open until Thursday at noon. That's our show for tonight. We'd like to thank you for watching, and we hope to see you back here next week for the Score Sunday.